Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep It Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 20 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather, though, because Jefferson, newsflash, it's hot outside.
It is going to be hot outside today, and we are going to maintain that heat through tomorrow and even into Thursday. Let's take a look at our weather headlines today. Sizzling heat is going to be in store for today and tomorrow. Widespread upper 90s to low 100s for today and tomorrow. Even Thursday will stay very warm, but the biggest headline on Thursday won't be the heat. It is going to be the fact that some isolated showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible around the viewing area on Thursday, and those isolated shower and thunderstorm chances will continue into Friday. Now, as we head into the weekend, we will be looking at sunny skies, but also some cooler temperatures. We'll talk about that forecast more coming up here in a bit.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Kennewick. A woman has died after she was hit by a truck while crossing the street. It happened just before 7 yesterday morning as she was crossing 27th Avenue from Vancouver Street. Despite life-saving efforts from a Kennewick Police Commander who happened to be in the area, 71-year-old Daphne Rothfork succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. At this time, police say there is no indication the driver of the truck was impaired, speeding, or negligent. Police note there is no crosswalk at that intersection, and as a reminder, they urge everyone to use crosswalks whenever available. In Pasco, police have arrested a man for murder after a deadly shooting we first told you about last Wednesday. They say the suspect was taken into custody outside Pendleton, Oregon for the murder of Lupita Pons Penaloza. She was found dead in an accessory dwelling unit of a house near 20th and Marie. Pasco police say this is not the end of the investigation, and if you have any information, to reach out. We also have new information this morning in a murder case from last week in Yakima. We now know the name of the man who was shot and killed outside the Taco Bell on 72nd Avenue last Thursday. Yakima County Coroner Marshall Slight says 21-year-old Zuriel Policino died from a single gunshot wound to the chest. The shooting happened during an altercation around 1 a.m. The YPD Major Crimes Unit is investigating the deadly shooting. If you have any information on the incident, Yakima Police would like to hear from you. You can also provide a tip to Yakima County Crime Stoppers. In Milton Freewater, police are investigating multiple reports of gunfire outside the community building. It happened Saturday night just after 10. Several 911 calls indicated that shots were fired, and as officers arrived, they saw multiple groups of people outside of the community building. Now, police think the fight started inside and made its way onto the street. There are no injuries reported from the shooting. Milton Freewater police want to hear from anyone who might have witnessed the fighting or gunfire. And a man accused of stealing from a smoke shop and attacking people is now in jail facing a number of charges. Yakima police say the suspect first stole several small items from Smoke-Its at around 12:15 Monday afternoon and then fled to Carl's Jr. Employees from Smoke-Its chased the suspect to Carl's, where they were attacked, and the suspect threatened to stab them.
So I backed out, I called 911 and got on the phone with them. I went back in to try and confront him again, and he came out fists up, started swinging on me. So my homie behind him put him in a headlock, put him on the ground, got him back in the bathroom again. Then that's when the cops showed up, and then he came out with a screwdriver in his hand.
Now, there was a short standoff before the suspect was arrested. So far, he hasn't been identified. And a Tri-Cities man is being charged with sexually assaulting 9 women while they were shopping in Kennewick. The 22-year-old caught on camera after following a college student into a bathroom last year is accused of following women into crowded stores such as Walmart, Dollar Tree, and Goodwill over the course of late February and early March to grope them as well as touch himself. Investigators say more than 20 videos were found on his phone of him following women around the stores, some of whom had young children near them. The suspect is charged with 11 total counts of voyeurism, assault, and indecent exposure. He's currently in the Franklin County Jail serving a sentence on similar charges and has an arrest warrant pending out of Walla Walla County. Yakima police are taking another look at a cold case from several years ago. Larry Rigel has been missing since the end of 2009. It's suspected that Larry was the victim of a homicide, but he's never been found. Larry's sister spoke to officers this month with the hopes of finding new information about what happened to Larry more than 15 years ago.
At this point, we're going on 16 years. We have a $50,000 reward for Larry's body recovery. The conviction part or charging, I'll let the YPD take care of that. But we are a very large Catholic family here in the Yakima Valley. We have 64 first cousins and we would like to put Larry in our family area of the cemetery.
Now, the full cold case video from the Yakima Police Department is available to watch up on our website, KIMATV.com. If you have any information about the disappearance of Larry, we have contact info for the cold case hotline over on our website, KIMATV.com. And new crime stats for the state for 2024 are now out. The nearly 600-page report from the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs shows most crime rates dropped last year compared to 23, including murder rates, property crimes, and violent offenses. Although drug and firearm-related crimes skyrocketed by nearly 32% in 2024 compared to 23, leaders say that's a testament to new laws being enacted.
When you see arrests going up specifically for drugs, it doesn't mean that people are using more drugs necessarily. It means that the laws are now in place following the Blake decision a few years ago, when there was just sort of almost chaos because there wasn't really a criminal sanction for a while.
Now, despite the crime decreases, Washington state remains ranked 51st out of 50 states and the District of Columbia for the number of police officers per capita. And we do want to let you know, starting next Monday, we'll be airing a series on the fentanyl epidemic across Yakima. The 5-part series will air from Monday to Friday next week. We'll be talking to families who have been torn apart by drug use, law enforcement, first responders, city leaders, and others members of the community who will give us their insight into how fentanyl use has taken root in our society, what's being done to combat it, its impact, and what can be done to safeguard citizens for the future. Focus on Fentanyl begins next Monday in each of our newscasts at 5 and 6 p.m. on KIMA. The entire series will also be available on the KIMA YouTube channel. And a fire broke out on Yakima South 31st Street yesterday afternoon. It started around 2, and the East Valley Fire Department says they were on scene within minutes containing the fire before it could cause any significant damage. According to the fire department, it was started as a result of a lawn mowing accident. No evacuation orders were put in place and no injuries were reported. There were also several fires in the Benton County area over the weekend. Deputies with the sheriff's office helped with the response and in one case are now investigating. They say this was sparked by fireworks. It destroyed a shed and severely damaged a vacant home. No specific location was given, but deputies point out that not only is this an open investigation, but after July 6th, Benton County does not allow fireworks and that aerial fireworks are banned at all times. And to give you an idea of how difficult it is to fight fires in the middle of summer, 2 firefighters were treated for heat exhaustion during this fire on South Myrtle Street, east of Kennewick. Benton County Fire District 1 posted that the first firefighter with heat exhaustion was treated just before 8 Sunday morning, and the second, about an hour later. The property owner and 2 dogs were able to escape the blaze. A firefighter had saved a 3rd dog. The cause remains under investigation. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, it seems like with the way things are right now, the kind of conditions are primed for, just a simple spark to light things up, and temperatures the way they are. Also, conditions are primed for heat exhaustion.
Yes, it is hot and dry out there, ripe weather for fires to start. Now, what I will say is that luckily we don't have any wind, but we still really need to practice that fire safety. And to the heat exhaustion aspect of it, upper 90s to low 100s are not atypical for this time of year, but you really need to pace yourself still. If you are going to be spending time outside, take frequent breaks if you can, and drink plenty of water. Daytime high temperatures today are going to be sizzling in the forecast area with upper 90s to low 100s for virtually everyone. That's going to be true in the Tri-Cities. That will be true in the Yakima Valley. Mid to upper 90s are coming today in the Kittitas Valley, with upper 90s closing in on 100 degrees for the Blue Mountain foothills. Now, as we go into the next 2 days after today, tomorrow is going to be very similar to today, with plenty of sunshine and hot temperatures as highs warm into the upper 90s to low 100s. Going into Wednesday, temperatures are going to come down just a smidge, but it will still be pretty hot out there, with most of us looking at mid to upper 90s on Thursday. Also on Thursday, though, we are going to be looking at a slim chance of showers and thunderstorms across the region. In fact, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will all offer at least a slim chance of showers and thunderstorms. So let's walk through the Storm Tracker Futurecast. First, on Wednesday, we are going to be looking at shower and thunderstorm chances really for the Cascade Ridgeline. Now, for a vast majority of our viewing area, we will not be talking about thunderstorm concerns. In fact, tomorrow is going to be a sunny day, as we've already mentioned. But again, right along the Cascade, showers and thunderstorms will be possible tomorrow. And in fact, that has prompted the issuance of a fire weather watch from 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon until 10 p.m. tomorrow evening because of the possibility of abundant lightning on dry fuel. Now let's talk about what is to come as we go into Thursday and Friday. On Thursday, we are going to be looking at an opportunity for maybe region-wide showers and thunderstorms. Now the signal today is not as strong as yesterday, but still, when talking about Thursday, there is going to be an opportunity for region-wide showers and thunderstorms. And as we go into Friday, I'm also looking at a possibility of region-wide showers and thunderstorms. Now, not everybody will see showers and thunderstorms on either Thursday or Friday, but at least the potential for the convective activity will be there. Temperatures are going to stay rather warm through Thursday before going through a bit of a cool down on Friday, and we will keep relatively cool temperatures as we head through the weekend. That is the story on the showers and thunderstorms. Of course, we will continue to update you on air and on this YouTube channel as we do get closer, but right now I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. On to some state news. Over 300 new laws just took effect in Washington Monday, touching on everything from housing and healthcare to public safety. Cities can now apply for grants to hire more police or support mental health responders. Parking rules for new homes and businesses are being loosened to help ease the housing crunch. Clergy must report child abuse, though confessions are temporarily exempt. Fines for littering are going up, and medical debt will no longer appear on credit reports. And for the first time, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are now recognized as state holidays. All the new details of legislation taking effect are up on our website, KIMATV.com. And voters in Kittitas County will decide on a levy lid lift on August 5th to help support operations from Kittitas Valley Healthcare. The Ellensburg City Council has endorsed the tax increase, but one citizen who spoke at a recent council meeting believes the levy lid lift places an unfair burden on people with limited means.
The last CEO developed a clinic structure which is sprawling and bloated, and I think that KVH could reduce some overhead by pulling in that inefficient structure, and that could supplant some of the problems that we see coming down the line. I just think that giving us higher taxes is not beneficial to the community financial status.
Now, Mayor Rich Elliott disagreed, saying the clinic structure is, quote, what it needs to be in order to support mid-level providers, physicians, and ensure access to quality health care.
When I first moved here, it was almost impossible to find a doctor. KVH has largely absorbed with consent. They didn't hostily take over anybody, but they've largely taken over clinical services because that's the model. Doctors can't afford to run their own practices anymore.
Now, Councilmember Delano Palmer chose not to vote because he feels the city council shouldn't take sides on ballot measures.
For us to take a position on it is kind of moot. I don't think we need to take a position on it. You guys are going to make the decisions on this.
Now, if the levy lid lift is approved on August 5th, the money raised would help fund labor and delivery services, expand primary and specialty care, and invest in local healthcare jobs. The election is 1 week from today. And on to some sad business news this morning. The Burger Ranch restaurant on South 1st Street in Yakima is closing after being in business for 48 years. It's the first and longest standing Burger Ranch location. It's closing to allow the owners, the Gargett family, to retire. You can still find several Burger Ranch locations around Yakima Valley, the closest on Summit View Avenue. The final day will be August 3rd. And check this out. Folks looking to head to the food bank soon may notice some new items in stock. Community members across the Tri-Cities came together Monday morning at CG Public House to assemble more than 1,400 spice kits for the Tri-Cities Food Bank. From basics like salt and pepper to extra kicks like cayenne and cinnamon, organizers say it's all about supporting local families.
I really have a heart for trying to help people with food insecurity, and the spices are something nice to help enhance the food that they get, and I just see love is what I see when people volunteer to help with this.
The Tri-Cities Food Bank serves hundreds of families from their locations in Kennewick, Richland, and Benson City. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, KIMA and KeeperTV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a terrific Tuesday, everybody.